Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Four Signs Forever. Today I have a 4v4 custom match here on the most famous map in all of Supreme Commanderdom. It is SETON'S Clutch. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting up with Team 1 in the Northeast, and ending with Team 2 in the Southwest. Starting up with Team 1's regular sub player, we have in Tropical Ocean Blue, it is Nexus playing as an Aeon. He is a 2400. To his west in the Beats position, we have the Wreck. He's playing as a UEF in Chevy Crimson as a 2300. Oh, I will note that Nexus is tied for the highest rated player on his team. To the south, we have in Amethyst Purple, it is Akira FAF. He is a Cybran. He is a 1900. I will note that 1900 is the lowest ranked in the game. So just to point that out, of course, if you haven't checked out the scoreboard yet. To the east, we have in Barbie Pink, it is Mau Mau. He's playing as a UEF. He is a 2400, tied with Nexus for highest rated player on his team. And a really good show, Apothecary Diaries, if you haven't watched it. Really, really, really good show. To the southwest, we have in Lightest Red Pink, it is Seraphim Nuke playing as a UEF. He is a 2100. And he's in, of course, the rear guard air slot. To the east, we have in Orange Color Orange. In the beach slot, we have It's a Me, Glomo. He's playing as a Cybran. He is a 2200. To the north, in the causeway position, we have They, but that's not actually They. It is the Wiki. He is a 2700, the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall by a decent margin of 300 points. He's playing as a Seraphim for the match, going to the middle of the map as usual. And to the west, we have in the rock position, we have in Stitch Blue, it is Zum playing as a Seraphim as well. He is a 1900. So for Team 1 side of the map, I didn't actually go over their faction distribution. We have 2 UEF, a Cybran, and an Aeon. No Seraphim tech for Team 1. For Team 2, there are a UEF, a Cybran, and 2 Seraphim. So no Aeon tech for Team 2, but all of the factions are present in the game, just not on each team. Taking a look at what our players in the middle are up to, it looks like they're getting pretty close. We have a couple of run-by units inbound from Akira, going to go after possibly some engineers, but it does look like... Oh, he says, ouch. One of the units got shot by the comm of the Wiki, so he is the first blood claim in terms of killing off a unit. And we do see that the Selen is moving in to intercept the nice little hunter, trying to escort a little mole. Same thing over here to the west. So those look like that Selen will win the fight. He got the first set of damage on. And dodge. Looks like he'll barely survive. And actually the comm of It's a Me actually zooming in on that little mole. He can see it and he reclaims it. Ha ha ha. There you go. So that group of forces from Team 1's Akira have been wiped out. Inbound to the north, or from the north I should say, is the Wreck. Moving in to go after the reclaim to the northeast. It does look like They, again it's not They, it's the Wiki, but They are moving in to group up and scrab at that before Team 1's inbound comms can do so. First, comm action has occurred in the middle between Akira of Team 1 and They, or the Wiki of Team 2. Early scouts getting a nice little readout on the map. We have Team 1's cliff position getting his customary rock or island, and to the west, same situation over there. We do see a bomber inbound just in case, but it looks like I might go after the expansion to the north for the Wreck. And still a couple of shots are thrown back and forth. But again, Akira focusing on the littler Wrecks. And now we see the Wiki focusing not on the other Salem, but just going after some of those other Wrecks as well. We do see that Team 2's It's a Me, Glomo is moving in. And we have the Wiki. He's going to get there just a little bit sooner because Glomo did stop just briefly to grab that little mole that was sitting on the cliffside. A couple of units inbound from Team 1 and Team 2's Causeway players going after just one another, just trying to slow down the incoming reinforcements for one another. We do see that It's a Me is moving in. It's Cybran, Seraphim, and UEF, so a tiny bit advantage in hit points. Go to Team 1 by about 500 total, but nothing too crazy at that point. Lummo isn't moving, and now we have the Wiki being surrounded by Team 1's comms and forces. He is dropping hit points very quickly. We have It's a Me moving in to assist, and most of those forces around Team 2's comm have been dealt with. And he is going to make it into the... Ooh, almost gets that wall section. Gets that wall section, stops the movement just barely. They really want to kill him off. And I don't blame him because he is the highest rated player in the game, again, by a little bit of a margin. And he gets into the red sub 1,800 hit points. And now we have It's a Meek. Lomo's now on his own on the land, trying to grab a little bit of that reclaim. And he's going to suffer a lot of damage here. We have pings going down, says Stray, get mass, says the Wiki. So it looks like he has some inbound forces to assist with a little bit of annoyances. We have the Wiki now back out of the water, and Overcharge takes a chunk of hit points off of Akira's comm. He'll fall back into the water. He's below 1,500 hit points now. Glummo dropping into the yellow. He's at about 5,000 hit points remaining. Now we have both of the comms from Team 1 pushing in to create a divide between the Wiki and It's a Me. And we do see a lot of forces for Wiki starting to stack up. We have Glummo still taking some shots from those little Mantis. And are there some Medusa in there? Oh, it looks like he was just standing there doing nothing. He was reclaiming just in front of his face. He needs to get into the water immediately, or he is going to bite the dust. Both the comms are inbound. Will he make it underneath the surface? Yes, he will, but he will be suffering some very, very serious burns on that comm. There's a little bit of fire going on there. Team 1 Torp Launcher has been started. This will force back the comm entirely, maybe even go home after this. Wiki does make it back onto land, but unfortunately, he again is very, very weak. He says the go T2 air, pointed out by the wreck, going for air, the Causeway player of the Wiki. We do see another facility down in the bay here for Team 2's Zum. Maybe he'll transfer that over to the Wiki just to assist with Navy in the north. Am I lagging, says Mau Mau. We'll see if he's lagging or not. We do see a nice little frigate. It's Serenube. But he's the one lagging. That's unfortunate. Team 2's air player is on T2 air, and Team 1's air player is at T... Oh, he's actually halfway to T3 air, so doing very, very well for himself in that regard. He has a lot of mexes already established, and same thing here with Team 2. I feel like at this point in the meta for this game, everybody knows exactly which mech is theirs. So there's no real fighting. It does look like it's a little bit of a difference between Team 1 and Team 2, but, I mean, we're talking about maybe a mechs. Maybe. And that could make a difference. See, there's a mechs over there, but I don't see that mechs over here. Am I just blind? Yeah, that mechs doesn't exist? Oh, that's kind of weird. Maybe it doesn't. I'm just confused. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'm distracted by nonsense. Gun has been started by Akira in the middle, and his teammate of the wreck is now going home. Same situation here for Team 2. We have It's a Me pulling back, and of course the Wiki still holding, but not looking too high. He needs to get that nano upgrade online sooner rather than later. Navy is starting to be a more prominent factor in this game as players start to skirmish in both ponds, but looks like we have some transports actually inbound from Team 2's Zum. Are they going to be dropped off in time? Interceptor is, well, trying to intercept, and the forces will be dropped off very, very quickly, and that transport's getting out of there very, 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 very fast. Akira moving in with an engineer to try to reclaim. Ooh, the engineer almost dies. And now we have an invasion of the Zooies, and that engineer does end up being killed off. Engineers from Team 1's the wreck trying to reclaim those Zooie. One T2 mechs is down. Now they're setting their sights on the core mass for the wreck. Ooh, nice grab there. Grabs a chunk of the Zooies there. Another set of bomber run. Oh, we have a nice little mech marine. It was going to be enough to kill off that T2 mechs in time. No, one more shot is not going to be enough. And Team 1 will stave off a little bit of a disaster, but nothing too crazy. A couple of mechs are wiped out. Gives Team 2 slight more push in the right direction in terms of claiming the Navy in the north. T2 engineering suite coming online here for Mau Mau. Stealth coming online here for Akira in the middle. Still no nano upgrade for Team 2's the Wiki. I don't particularly like that. Bombers are inbound, and guess where they're going for? We have a couple of Team 1 AA mobile units, and they're going after a T2 mechs, actually, and he just happened to be there, it looks like. And that's a little bit unfortunate. And looks like they're going to grab the radar system. Nice grab there by Team 1. Weakens Team 2's ability. He's like, yo, stop it. Why didn't they team send an ASF? I don't know. But, hey, that's, nothing too crazy. That's Team 2's success there. Because I went a little too greedy, says Sarah. I see. Team 1 has T3 air online. Now he's getting his T3 mixes online. He's doing the reclaim and rebuild method instead of the just upgrade method. Depending on how fast you can do that is better one way or the other. So if you can do it, I think it's before, I think if you do it within, I think it's 2 minutes, then it's better for efficiency and whatnot. And then if you can't, then it's better just to upgrade. I think it's 2 minutes. I could be wrong about that, but I think it is 2 minutes. Anyway, Corsair inbound from Akira, running around going after that nice little T2 mech sitting there. And it looks like now it's going to go after the Wiki, maybe. Oh, it doesn't drop a payload. That's unfortunate. ASF inbound wiped that out. So there goes that chance to take a little bit more hit points off the top from the Wiki. Give him a nice little haircut. Again, he's sitting at about 50% of his hit points. Needs to go for Nano. The stealth gun combo of Akira is pretty close by. That could be a very, very good kill for Team 1 if the Wiki is not careful. We have T2 air online for Navy player in the north for the wreck. And not yet for Team 2, but I would assume he'll get that online here shortly. But T2 air is online for the middle causeway player. Yeah, some Natha fighter bombers now online. Team 1 in the eastern or southern pond, depending on if you describe to the east or to the south. Team 2's It's Me only has one naval facility online. He has T2 air online as well. It's not looking good for Team 2 and Navy in the south. Team 1 has a couple, which is better than the one that Team 2 has. Never mind, says Mau Mau, so some conversation about something that I missed. Akira does have faced a couple of PD emplacements from the Wiki, and of course the radar system. Team 2 can't see him. They will very briefly as that air scout flies over top, so if Wiki's paying attention, he'll see that. But if not, then that's a success for Team 1's hiding abilities. Spy plane over the top, getting more readout on what Navy's going up to in the west. We have Nexus to the north, going after, looks like his RAS upgrade now. He'll probably go for a RAS after that, most likely. And Team 2's air player of Seraphim Noob, getting more P-gens and air facilities online. So, of course, the air expansion has begun. And we do see a nice little Not the Fighter Bomber in the east, trying to hover bomb, drops another payload. Actually denies the T3 Mex upgrade. Nice grab there by Team 2's Wiki. He's going to do the same thing over here, but there is a T3 Mex already there. And there goes the Natha into the void ocean of the outside existence of this game space. Maybe it's, yeah, game space is probably what you would pretty much call this. Anyway. We have a couple of bombers running around. Don't know where they're going, but they're going to have some fun doing something, I guess. Looks like Mau Mau wants a T2 transport. Don't know what he's going to do with that. Maybe send his common. He has T2. Oh, he has T3 engineering suite going for attack missile. Oh, please go for Billy Nuke. Please, please, please go for Billy Nuke. That'd be very fun to watch. Very, very, very fun to watch. And RAS is... Actually, ARAS is now done on Nexus. He's scooping up 37 mass per second with that upgrade. And attack missile is done. Looks like he's not going to load it immediately. Oh, he's going to load it immediately. Okay. This looked like it was on pause for a second. D2 NG drop, says Nexus, send one unit to... Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's the transport. Team 1 still hasn't pushed in the middle. Akira just perfectly fine, just going to hang out. He's pretty close to the water, so if he needs to dip in, he can. He's getting a fallback position just in case, so definitely smart there. Team 2 getting a T2 engineering suite for the Wiki on board. Looks like the satellite has been... Not satellite. The system, the radar system, transferred over to the rear guarder slot player, and he's upgrading to Omni, because that would make sense, because the air player usually has power. And the comm of Team 1's Mau Mau is inbound to the pond. There are some interceptors nearby. This could be very, very bad. Transport moves... You're moving in the way of the interceptors. That's probably not a good idea. And if Team 2 sees this, there's the pings, and the ASFs are right there. Disaster could struck. He needs to drop immediately. He does drop before the transport gets shot down. Actually did a nice little spin move there. And someone says hi. And Wiki says hi. Oh, here comes Mamo underneath the surface of the water, moving in with his naval forces. Missiles are outbound. Facility online for Team chooses the Wiki in Navy, going for T2 headquarters now. T3 Air is actually online for him as well. Missile is outbound. TMD are online, which will shoot down that missile, unfortunately, for Team 1. And T3 coming online for the Wiki as well. T2 Navy is online in the Southern Navy. Team 1 has T2 Navy as well, but it's soon going to be a 2-to-1 advantage. Torp bombers are inbound, slowly whittling away all of the frigate from Team 1's fleet. No T2. Oh, T2 almost done here. Okay, I was going to say, you should have T2 pretty much done at this point. Speaking of T2, upgrading here for Team 2's Zum, and T2 not yet for Team 1's the Wreck, so we'll see if he sticks with that for a little bit longer. He probably shouldn't. It's already almost 18 minutes. Probably should get T2 Naval Tech online. Missiles outbound, going for a nice little T3 Max. Second missile set is inbound. Cruiser missiles also added in there. We're going to be annoying for Team 2. There is it. There's that T3 Max wiped out. And another missile secures the destruction. And I think it actually grabbed it did grab the wreck as well, which is very unfortunate. You can't just rebuild right on top of it. We do see a missile bombardment is inbound for the Wiki's commander position. We do see the Omnis online as well. There is an SMD in there, but again, lots of inbound spam from those cruisers are going to be annoying to deal with because they are UBF and they have infinite cruisers on board those things. T3 Navy is almost done building a nice little Neptune. Ooh, that is not good for Team 2's fleet at all. And just given by the numbers, Team 1 is winning. But once that thing's online on the front line, yeah, that's not going to be good for Team 2. There is a nice little Barracuda, but still. And I will note that one of the weaknesses to UEF fleets in general is the torps. At least the torp defense specifically. They don't have a lot of torp defense capable ships. And one of their main ones, the Cooper, is very weak because it can be targeted because it's not a sub hunter. It's a, I don't even know what you would call that. Just a torpedo boat? Yeah, it's a torpedo boat. And RAS has been started for Zum on the western side. Probably going to go for ARAS shortly. T2 Navy is done for him. Tons of bombers have been stacked up, though, by Team 2's middle causeway player of the Wiki. And if that targets the Neptune, even though it does have some torp defense on board, again, 25,000 hit points versus the 50+ thousand of the Summit. Yeah. Missile outbound from Wiki in the middle. Again, he can't go for the Billy Nuke because he's not UEF, but he does have TAC missile on board at a minimum. We do see the fleet from Team 1 is inbound. The laser weapons on the Uashibo T2 destroyer from the Seraphim side of things. Again, that's only going to amount to so much. We have some nice little Janus inbound, and guess what they're targeting? T2 headquarters for Wiki. Actually, they drop a little bit more to the west. They're grabbing the engineers to slow down production. ASF's wiped them out, so it's probably a better idea because you're not going to wipe out that facility just with that one pass. 12 bombers are wiped out for Team 2's Wiki by the ASF from Team 1. Northwest Navy is just not really doing anything, so this is really what's happening in the game. I'm surprised that Akira's not in Navy sooner, but he's going for T2 now. That first Neptune has arrived. The second Neptune is on its way. The third Neptune is almost done. That is a lot of fire soon to be inbound and soon to be there. And one is already there, I should say. And T2 Navy pumping out some destroyers and frigates and the whatnot. More and more destroyers coming online for Team 2, but that Neptune is getting stuck on the environment. Not very helpful. T3 Navy facility very far. I mean, that is super far forward. I understand T1 for going for, engineer spam for reclaim and whatnot, but T3 I think is very ambitious, especially when you have a comm nearby from Team 2 just missiling everything to death. Killed off the facility, killed off a nice little torp launcher. There's even that second one right there, that tsunami. We have some destroyer fire inbound for the Neptune, and this thing is going to constantly be moving. We do see the destroyers from Team 2's Wiki have submerged. They still have torpedoes on board, and so does the Neptune. But again, it's the over damage. It's essentially, all the destroyers have torp defense, and of course the Neptunes do. But when you throw however many torpedoes at a ship, eventually the torp defense will be overwhelmed. It's like Team D and the same thing. Eventually it just will be overwhelmed if you have more numbers, eventually, that sort of thing. T3 started. Rizum, he has ARAS on board. And it looks like that second Neptune is back there. Should be called to the front lines. And now we see the dual twin laser cannons are online. They are dual because there's two of them, and they're twin because there's two cannons. And Akira is finished with an experimental monkey is online for him in the middle. Going to be a little bit of time before we see that on the front line. But hey, we don't really see land experimentals in SETON'S, so it's lovely to see that. And that second Neptune is now joining up with its first one. Even though it was already there, it was just kind of further behind. Team 2 is severely on the defensive here in the Southern Navy. ASF just waiting to engage another missile outbound to wipe out another facility. Team 1 just cannot get spam facilities online. And the wreck is, no, it's not the wreck, the Wiki, excuse me, is getting some nice veterancies, up to 3 stars now. But now we see the destroyers slowly being overwhelmed, and the T2 upgrading to T3 naval headquarters for the Wiki is the target. If those Neptunes just get a little bit closer. Third one has joined the fray, and now we have a ton of bombers inbound. They're going to wipe out that Neptune immediately, and even more inbound from Itamiya Glummo just to make sure that they... Oh, no, they don't grab it. Oh, the Cooper comes in, almost distracts most of those torpedoes, but unfortunately was not enough to save the one Neptune. There should be a new one, yep, inbound, unless he's switched production. Nope, he's still producing the Neptune. Did it actually switch the... Oh, it did switch the direction at which it's facing, so that's nice. So it actually goes forward instead of having to go back into the land and then around. It's kind of annoying. More torp bombers still coming online here for Team 2's. The Wiki ASF, literally, that's all they're doing is stacking up here. Coopers, and we have some bulwarks online. So Team 1's Mau Mau trying to counter all the torpedoes with all the Cooper spam. So lovely to see those. You don't really see a lot of these units, which I was talking about earlier, because they can be targeted by the everything, unlike all the subs at T2 Tech, or T3 Tech if you're Seraphim. But those can emerge from the water, to be fair. But Battleship is online, and there we go. Long-range artillery fire is online for Team 2. Still destroyers, so we have Itami Glummo pumping out the majority of the unit count, and the Wiki pumping out more of the quality count. And destroyers are really good as well. They're not, bad in any means. They have legs. You can't see them, but there's legs under there. And destroyers are raining fire onto those Neptunes and everything else sitting there. The Coopers, ooh, they're just taking shots after shots. And this is what I mean. Only having 2,000 hit points is not a lot of hit points in Navy. It's the same as, let's see, what's a comparable? I mean, that's 2,000 for the sonar platform. Are there any, other frigates or anything? Nope. Let's see. Oh, that's just 20. The Governor's 2,500, so a little bit weaker than a Governor. And there's the laser weapons. Not good. The laser weapons from Team 1 need to get in range of the battleship. They trade very, very well with battleships just because they pump out so much more DPS. Range and hit points, of course, are better for the battleship, as they should be. All of those bombers are now under the control of the air player of Seraphim Noob. Is there anything else going on? A little bit of shots from Team 2 on the Navy side of things, but still nothing. T3 is done in the north for Akira. And now we have the Neptunes trying to isolate that battleship. They've taken out most of the destroyers. Neptunes, a couple of them are severely weakened, and now we have Bulwark trying to block some of those shots. And there is the trading going on. Team 1 going to lose maybe one of the Neptunes, and there goes one of the battleships immediately. And here come the fleet from Team 2's Itami Glummo. And, oh, there's the Monkeloid to the west. It almost kills off the Wiki, but he was able to defend enough with a couple of gunships and whatnot. So I'm glad I barely caught that. And look at this fleet from Team 2. Just so many destroyers. One Neptune is down. 3 remain. This one's out of range. We have a couple of battleships back there, and they need to move in immediately. This Neptune now down. There's 2 remaining. And now we have all of the other little Coopers and whatnot being targeted by those destroyers. Second battleship now replacing its first. And we have more. Look at all the destroyers just being. That's so many destroyers. Imagine if a nuke landed right here. That'd be devastating. Look at the Neptune's hit points just falling off due to the amount of lead being thrown down range. Ooh, that is a not fun. That's like a machine gun going on with those things. That is nuts. And also has torp defense and tiny bit of AA, nothing terrible. But not actually nothing terrible. It is terrible, but it's something better than nothing. Bombers are inbound, but there is some AA nearby, and yeah, those essentially all get wiped out before they get a chance to target anything. 3 battleships to 2. We have more and more we have 4 Neptunes still online for team. Actually, is it? Yeah, it's Neptune. Looked like a summit for a brief moment. Do we have summits coming online yet? Nope. Still just Neptunes. And again, they are very, very, very good unit. They are my favorite T3 naval unit in the game, but you gotta get at least some supporting fleet. All Neptunes is not a good thing. All battleships is not a good thing. Airfight happens over the top of a tiny bit of AA for Team 1, and it's Tropical Ocean Blue versus Lightish Red Pink and a couple of Barbie Pink units below it. And it looks like... and it's also Aeon versus UEF in terms of the type of ASF. Looks like it's about dead even. Barely in favor for Team 2. We have some bombers overhead trying to cut off the supply lines for Team 1's eastern production facilities. A lot of the bombers will be wiped out, but still the ASFs remain. Bombers wiping out the... Look at that fire ring over there. Oh, it's like the Pacific Rim... not Pacific Rim, but the Pacific Ocean Ring of Fire. Volcanoes. I was getting there, I promise. ASF going to wipe out the rest of those bombers. Team 2 has air control. I would say dominance, I would believe, at this point. Yep. 84 plus a couple of bingo on fuel, so definitely the dominance. Not supremacy territory yet, but they are working on it. Battleships being stacked up by Team 1 and Team 2. This is just full spam down here going on. Just throw everything in the kitchen sink at everything and call it a day. SMD on the shoreline to protect the naval facilities. Lovely placement there by Glummo, and it also covers the one from Wiki as well, so we took a little bit of thought into that. Love to see that. Team 1's fleet nice and stacked up here to the north. Formation movement looks like they're going to move in, and fleets are going to engage. Team 1's frontline facilities, one down, are wiped out. They've had to fall back with air control now under Team 2's control, and the eastern production facilities essentially wiped out. I mean, there's a couple more remaining, but there's not as many as there were, and the bombers are turning around just to get away from those ASF from Team 1. Not looking good for Team 1's fleet. They were looking very, very, very good. They were getting pretty close to the facilities, but Team 2 says nope and kicked them out. Corsairs stacked up for Itsumi Glummo, and here comes the red versus blue in the north. Just frigate spam crashing into one another. We have bombers to the north going after these subs. Ooh, that's a lot of stacked up subs. What the heck? Look at that. Oh, look at that nonsense down there. That is crazy, and all of them are dead. All of them are dead too, which is the weird part. Looks like they were all alive for a moment, but they all got wiped out by those bombers. And look at all the subs just being wiped out. We have, it's Hathum class battleships versus Summits. So we have UEF Navy on both the east and the west for Team 1, and it's Seraphim and Cybran for Team 2's west and east, respectively. Looks like the Corsairs are targeting the facility to the north. That gets denied the attack. Tons of galaxies now online. We have Hathum's moving into the main frontline base for Akira. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 battleships more on the way. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Not all grouped together, so that's not helpful. So actually not as many as you think there are there. SMD on the shoreline to protect the facilities. Lovely placement there. And lovely placement there. And no placement here for Team 1. So the only one not protected from nukes in terms of that department is Team 1's Mau Mau. Probably investigating some nonsense with Jinshi or whatever. ASF expansion started here. Not started, but continuing to go on for Team 2. We have any big ticket items yet for Team 1? Not that I've noticed. More air, more mass fabs, more mass fabs. Just spam eco. Taking a look at the game overall. Team 1 and Team 2 have not lost a player, and it's past 30 minutes, so love to see that. Team 2's at 1.8k mass per second. Team 1's at an even 2, so about 250, 300 mass favor for Team 1. But ASF control for now is under, ASF control, air control is under Team 2's control for now. As well as the fact that map's about 50-50 now. Team 2 was pushing it a little bit further, but they got stopped by the huge spam of galaxies from Akira, so looks like Team 1's getting some more resurgence that way. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win at 30 minutes and 46 seconds. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, because why not? Why not at this point? If you've already watched the past 30 minutes, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Go watch, another video. Go, obviously finish this video. I love making these videos. These, I think, are some of my favorite videos to make. I also, of course, enjoy my gameplay, like my series videos as well. But this sets a video. I mean, I've been doing it for 600 plus. I have to like it. Not I have to, but I should like it at this point after 600 plus videos. So it's all thanks to everybody and their support and watching and subscribing and donating and all the stuff. So thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it. So that's kind of my little blurb there. Anyway, I mean, things are kind of not static, but they're not super progressing one way and the other. It's just shots back and forth, which is very typical of Navy. Navy, of course, is the slower theater of war in this game in terms of action, just because at some point you kind of just get bogged down with the 55,000 hit points, and there's like 30 of those units, and you got to slog through all those hit points, and it takes a while. We have battleships and battle cruisers and sub hunters and sub killers technically, because the fetching Cyberians have to name theirs differently for whatever reason, and we have bombers and we have all the other stuff. So there's a lot that goes into Navy, but it is the slower of the three theaters of war in this game. Engineers packed on that Continental transport, and I don't know if they're going to repair the Galaxy. I don't know what they're doing, but they're going to do something, I guess. Or maybe they'll reclaim the Yassau. That'd be very funny. In terms of reclaim on the map, currently sitting at 161,000 total reclaims for both teams. Team 1 is at 72K. Team 2 is double that, almost at 150,000. So a lot more mass in Team 2's favor for reclaim, and that's what's pretty much keeping them roughly lockstep with Team 1. It's about 40 to 50,000 mass in favor, which is, at this game, this point in the game, nothing too crazy to be ahead. That's, a couple of experimentals, and that's really about it. Yassau's just raining in on those Neptunes. And again, that is the weakness to the Neptune is, it has torp defense, but it doesn't have a lot of it. Now we have some Coopers inbound. It's just going to be trading at this point, and this is the disadvantage with the Coopers. Here we go, 2,000 hit points versus, 44. Actually, technically that's some veterancy, so 4,000. So double the hit points for Team 2. ASF inbound. Don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something. Oh, I guess they're just covering the bombers for Team 2. Kind of this really weird, hook maneuver formation. We're going to have another air fight currently sitting at Team 1's 250 to Team 2's, let's say 350? It's close, 325. That's close. So, it's pretty much close to supremacy territory. Bombers to the north for Team 2's air player of Zum, wiping out the battleships, of course. But there's a ton of AA cruisers, and it is essentially the same types of fleets. We have battleships with cruisers behind them and battleships and cruisers behind them for Team 2 because they have missile tech on board for both of them. So it is something to watch out for, and I do like how there's a mermaid in there. Oh, look, there are some Cyber Tech units, some being one. Where's the Cyber facility? Oh, it's over there. They're getting mermaids just to obfuscate the location of the units. You can see they can't see all of them. They can see some of them, and then they disappear, and then they come back, and then they disappear, and they come back. That is a unique unit too. The Cyberns are the stealth field generators on board of those mermaids. But they are weak, of course, only 1,500 hit points, and they're trying to, again, protect their very, very, very bigger brothers of those battleships. Cousins. Distant cousins. Distant cousins. That's like I went from, because they're not the same type of unit, or they're in the Navy, but they're not the same faction. And then I was thinking about a little bit of the lore. I'm like, that makes no sense. So we'll just say distance cousins and call it a day. Tons of galaxies down here for Team 2, and Hathums as well. Not as many, but oh wow, that's a lot more than I thought. 12 currently sitting online for Glummo, and not Zum, but Wiki sitting at, I'd say about 6. So let's say about 20 battleships for Team 2. Team 1 sitting definitely less than that. And I don't see many anymore. Let's see this one right there. We have 4 online for Mau Mau. And shoot, where's Akira? There he is. 5, so about a 2-to-1 advantage in battleship tech. Not great for numbers for Team 1. Bombers inbound to start thinning out the battleship for Team 1 in the north, or from Team 2 onto Team 1. There goes that kill. Nice grab there by Wiki. And battleship continue to rain fire. Just constant back and forth. That's why I love it. Just big spectacle. Any big ticket items in the back line? No, just more mass fabs on the western side. Nothing crazy placement in terms of experimental game ender tech for Team 1. No. Why is there just a pigeon right there? No, that's not going to go well. The units can't build that there. Nothing at 35 minutes, which is a little surprising, but hey, it is SETON'S. Sometimes it's just a naval and air battle. Speaking of which, air fight happens once again for Team 1 and Team 2. Looks like Team 2 is going to win that handedly this time. Oof, that's a... No, actually, that's not as bad as I thought for Team 1. It's still bad, but it's not as bad as I thought. It's probably going to be about 150 ASFs remaining for Seraphim, dude. Oh, no, 220. That's actually a lot more than I thought. Never mind. So, yeah, that's we own air so far for Team 2, essentially. Not looking good for Team 1 in air. Nope. And GG says Nexus. He kind of knows it. He's got to go for... I bet that air microbe was sandboxed. Ruined air micro, says Mau. I just hit stop. Ooh, yeah, that's unfortunate. Anyway. And that fleet from Team 2 continuing to push the eastern side. Team 2 might win both navies at this point. And if you win both navies, you essentially win. It's not guaranteed, but it's pretty darn close. You lose a lot of eco. Essentially, you have to have a game ender, and it has to be pumping out something, whether it's energy and mass, whether it's artillery, whether it's nukes, just something needs to be pumping out of that backline base by the time that the navies fall, essentially. Still no big ticket items as of yet. Kind of surprised. Maybe this will be a sentence without big ticket items. That would be kind of unfortunate. That's one of the reasons why I like casting this, because you get all the game enders, and you get all the artillery, and you get all the everything. So many galaxies, so many summits, south things to the north. Bombers are inbound. I'm assuming they're talking the galaxies from Team 1. They might as well just take out the facility with that many bombers inbound. And there is some AA on board those galaxies, to be fair, so they're not completely defenseless. But, yeah, there goes that galaxy. There's another dead one, and just not going well for Team 1 in any department. And Team 2 is still behind in the eco. They've been behind in eco for a while. And they're catching up a little bit due to the reclaim. 313 and climbing, and again, because they're gaining more territory, they're able to reclaim all of their battles, whether they're between, they get the reclaim from their own units or they get the reclaim from their opponent's units. They're staying relatively, and they've actually now accelerated past Team 1's total mass accrued at 2.77. And again, that's because of the reclaim. So reclaim cannot go unnoticed. 37 minutes and still nobody is dead. Love to see it. Love to see it. And that's, again, partly driven the fact that the lowest ranked player in this game is 1,900. And that's actually tied for one player in each team. And the highest rated player in the game, 2,700. We have 800 points difference between the two. But, when you become a pro, it's, it's just, are you a pro? Are you a pro? Are you kind of a pro? Are you, it's kind of just... Can you survive long enough? Essentially, is kind of how it comes down to in some games. We have the Akira transport. ASFs are nearby. You need to drop immediately. It's gonna get. Oh, it's not gonna get there. What are you doing? And there he goes. He gets killed off by the ASF. Some of them blow up in a sacrifice move. But Team 1 suffers the first kill of the game. I don't know if that was intentional or not. It kind of seemed like it was intentional a little bit, but that is the first kill of the game. Goes to Team 2, Seraphim Noob at 38 minutes. It's now at 4v3 in Team 2's favor. Yeah, I don't understand why. I think he just wanted the game to be over. I have no idea. No game ender yet for Team 1. Battleship's starting to be hemmed in for Team 1 on the western side as well. Bombers inbound from Wiki, just constantly doing damage and just slowly whittling away everything. He's been such a good support for both West and Eastern navies. It's just been crazy, just pumping out essentially battleships and bombers, and that's about it. And he's sending mass to Glummo. What are you building, Glummo, that requires that much mass, or more mass, or just maybe giving over mass, maybe? Oh yeah, maybe he's just giving over a little bit of mass to lessen his bar a little bit. That's probably what it is. And Team 1 still holding on, but Not doing too great. I win South Navy, says Mau Mau. I win North Navy, says the Rick. But they make game ender, Mau Mau. Yeah, sure, says Mau Mau. Yeah, that's kind of how it is sometimes. That, you know, even if you win both navies, if Team 1, for example, gets the game ender online, and it's online for long enough, it's not going to matter. Nuke is online, speaking of which, for Team 2, Zum. He's going for some... Oh, there it is. There it is. That's what I was expecting. Game Ender has made an appearance in this game. It is the infinite damage Game Ender of the YOLO. Got to love it. Looks like the battleships are actually falling back a little bit. Tons of reclaim efforts for Team 2 is just nuts. Look at that. Now they're over 100,000 more mass total accrued. That's insane, the reclaim for Team 2. 479 and climbing. Absolutely insane numbers. ASF's inbound. We're going to fall back because, you know, that's just kind of how that goes. Tons of Barracudas down here for Team 2, though, because, again, like I said, why not? It's SETON'S. Build whatever, you know, nonsense you want to build and call it a day. Tons of battleships and tons of Barracudas. They do complement one another. They have torpedoes and torp defense and torpedoes and battleships will also have torpedoes and torp defense. So many torpedoes for Team 2. And torpedoes, speaking of which, in the air department coming inbound for Wiki. It looks like another summit's about to bite the dust, and another one gone, and another one gone, and another one bites the dust. Ooh, look at the number go down. Good thing for Team 2, bad for Team 1. And is there going to be a game ender built by Team 1? I like how there's just spy planes sitting on the floor. Oh, look, an SMD looks like going to be built right there as a backup. He's getting SMDs online. He already had some online for a while now. Yo, Rec, you have a T2 Mexis Seraphim. A little bit of, yeah, look, it's right there. Found it. He's upgrading it as we speak. That's funny. A little bit of, you know, taunting and razzing one another. It's fun to watch. There's the YOLO. And looks like SACU is being upgraded for, I would assume, teleportation maybe. And not SMD, but Nuke is about to load. There it is. First nuke of the game is loaded. And where will it launch? Tons of E-storages down here. Dang, dude. How many of those things you got down there? Oh, just 24, you know. Nothing too crazy. 244,000 power stored up. You know, nothing too crazy. Yeah, it's just thinning out the numbers for Team 1 at this point. For Team 2, same thing for on the eastern. Wow, okay, there's a lot more summits here for Team 1's Mau Mau now. Now we're sitting at 18. Ooh, dang. That's a lot more than was there like 10 minutes ago. Not even 10 minutes ago, like 6 minutes ago. That is not what I wanted to clip. 42 minutes. Team 1's comm of Nexus on board with a couple of engineers. I don't know where it's going. He's going, but he's going somewhere. Is he gonna? Oh! Looks like it's been spotted. Team 2's got to land. Team 1's got to land. Transports are. Oh, it's gonna be a second time. Oh, he makes it. Ooh, that was close. Transport will be wiped out. That was a close call there. Don't know where he was trying to go, but that got spotted by Team 2, and they're like, "Ooh, double kill in the same spot?" Question mark. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, if the engineers start reclaiming the units, I'm going to just lose it, because that would be nuts. Just having tiny little engineers slowly doing damage to a Hafum. Oh, please do it. Oh, please do it. Oh, come on. Just hit the reclaim order. Just do it. Just do it. That is nuts. That is just the the micro it takes to be like, I'll just send some engineers out, because why not? Yeah, the Wiki laughs. Hopefully it was after that, because that's funny. That was great. That made me laugh. That was good. Team D says Nexus. Oh, he's talking about cruiser. Oh, missiles inbound. They're going after Nexus's comm. Looks like it's going after the... Oh, it doesn't grab... Oh, it does grab that second missile. It looks like it was going after the mass fab farm over there for Mau Mau. And Team 1 still leading the income. 2.5, 2.6 to 2.3. But total mass accrued heavily favoring Team 2 now. 600 100,000 mass reclaimed in this game for Team 2. We're closing in on 1 million mass reclaimed in total. We're at about almost 900,000. Tons and tons of mass. How's the YOLO going? Kind of just been abandoned at this point. That's kind of unfortunate. It's made an appearance. Nuke is loaded, but hasn't fired. I mean, there's really no good spot to nuke right now. I mean, you could probably nuke some Navy, but it's not really working. You can nuke this base from Team 1, though. Wipe out some ego. Looks like some engineers from Glummo have just decided to land and have some fun over here. And Team 1 PD being built in this base. That's entertaining. Missiles outbound from those are TAC missile SACU online for the wiki, because why not? What's that about from the wreck? So he's having some thing about something. I don't know. Bombers still inbound from him, just slowly whittling away all of those summits. And Nuke is outbound. It looks like the SMD is down. Again, it is a 4v3 in favor for Team 2, and the comm of the wreck is right there. He's moving because he knows. And now he has some summits coming online. He's going to lose his T3 tech, which will win Team 2 Navy, and it won't matter. Does not matter if he gets a headquarters online after that. He's going to lose it for a little bit of time, and that'll be more than enough. There are not enough words to describe. Did he send a... I'm confused. Did he get sent a transport comm in? SICU in? I have no idea, but he wiped it out by something. Looks like it got lasered or something. I don't know. There comes the nuke. First one of the game. And here it comes. Kaboom! Actually, it doesn't grab the headquarters. Looks like it was a snipe on the comm specifically, because that's where he was pretty much standing. And that is rough. The headquarters does survive, though, so it is something, but a lot of the engineers are dead, which is the more concern for the production and whatnot. So, count your blessings, I guess, but at the end of the day, he's going to lose Navy in the north. It's just going to happen. But resurgence in the south for Navy for Team 2. Look at this. Team 1 is pushed considerably far back. They were almost, they lost the Kira's facility, and so maybe Akira didn't need to leave the game, but it did give somebody more eco, though, so there is kind of the added benefit of that, as much as I chagrin to say that. Ooh, infinite money is coming online for Team 1's. Is that Nexus? No, it's actually Nexus, and it's Mau Mau. Love to see the cooperation there between the two players. Lovely to see that. Team 2's How's Your YOLO? It's now restarted once again. It's not even at 25%, but we will see what gets built first. And again, the Paragon is not a game ender that pays off immediately. It's funny I say that because, it's that Paragon and produces much mass injury. But you have to build other things with the Paragon. It's not like the Mavor or the Scathis or the YOLO where, yeah, you have to load the YOLO, but you don't have to build another structure with the YOLO. You just load it and then fire it, and it loads pretty quickly, considerably. So, there's kind of that difference there. But apologies for the zoom in and out. Didn't even do that. Not strap bomb, but strategic missile launcher online for the wreck. But the Paragon, you need build power to build either Salvations or Colossi or something, and all the other ones you don't need to do that. Transport with some engineers inbound for Glummo. Looks like it's there's not a lot of AA on the summit, so they might make it. They're in the yellow. I like I'm watching this and not all the other action happening because, that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. Engineers are inbound to intercept. Continuing to move in. Maybe it'll be Team 1 spam facility. Snipe SMD, says Sarah. Build Nuke, says Sarah as well. I mean, there is an SMD there. It's not loaded. Atlantis is online for Team 1's The Wreck. And the T3 Naval Headquarters still online, but we have Seraphim destroyers going after the facilities to the south of that. And most of the T3s are going to be wiped out at this point. Ooh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. There's also a Neptune in there mixed in. Looks like the destroyers will not be enough to wipe out that facility, but a lot of the other ones are down. SACU presets with missile on board. Going to snipe a summit. Ooh, just barely 160 hit points remaining. Oof. That hurts. Use the para. I play Nate, says Mau Mau. And that thing is done. There it is. Actually, that's not done. Now it's done. 47 minutes on the clock. The infinite symbol, a lovely symbol for the paragon, which is infinite money, you know. Lovely symbol there. The YOLO is at 25%. Is Team 2 aware of it is the question. They are. They know it's done. Now Team 1's going to produce even more mass. Not SMD, but Nuke is outbound. It's going to wipe out a chunk of the Navy, and it might accidentally wipe out the Wiki if he's not careful. He's walking right into it. Ooh, he's got to move. If Team 2 saw the nuke with the airfight happening to the east there, he's walking right into it. Oh, no. Missiles are outbound. They're going after the headquarters, it looks like. There's a secondary one built, so there's that. He's going to get sniped by the nuke from Team 1's the wreck, and there he goes. Almost a headshot. Kaboom! Nice grab there by Team 1's the wreck. That was more, I think, an accident, but hey, he'll take a happy accident nonetheless. And the airfight will be, not necessarily won by Team 1, but severely diminishes Team 2's ASF entirely. And the longer that Paragon stays online, the better. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. 5.6k mass income, tied up game, 48 minutes on the clock. And Team 1 resurging in Navy in the south still. There's, it's kind of more of an even heat at this point. But it's an even game now. YOLO still in the yellow. It's 33% done and climbing. And we have SACU transporting down here for Zum. We have Salvations being built there. We have Salvations being built there. We have spy planes to see what's going on. We have teleportation inbound from Team 2. And they're going after the Paragon. This is not good. 117,000 extra energy is insane. And they need to get those Salvations online sooner rather than later, because I think the transport SACUs are inbound. Oh, there's multiple of them on top of one another. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, looks like it had a shield as well. It's not going to matter. There goes the Paragon. They're going to try to heal it. It's not going to matter. Boom! Oh, there goes the Paragon. Salvation was almost done. Salvation was working on its way. And we have bombers over the top for Team 2's Seraphim Noob. And Team 1's, looks like that's Mau control case. He's building a Mavor. I started one, the Wreck control case to the north. And the wiki says get zummed. And that leaves Team 1's next to Doom for also control case and just says, nope, I'm over. And Team 2 pretty much won Navy in the north. I mean, there was a lot of pushback in the south for Team 1's Navy, though, but yeah, after a move like that, you spend all of the time, all of the energy, all the everything on that, and just to blow it up with a couple. Actually, maybe it was just one. Was it just one SACU? It was just one SACU just stacked up. Yeah, that's gotta hurt. It maybe would have been different if some of the Salvations were already online, but it was actually there were two of them pretty close to being online as well. But yeah, I just think Team 1 was kind of just fed up with it at that point. Definitely unfortunate. The YOLO wasn't even close to being done, so it wouldn't have even mattered. So maybe you can have an argument that had the two Salvations had been given enough time to finish, they'd be targeting the air grids, wiping all those out, targeting all the main bases after that. Yeah, but again, it's kind of one of those things where do you keep playing the game? Maybe you have enough mass to build one of them and you swap over to that. How much is that going to make the other areas suffer? You know, Team 2's fleet was essentially wiping out Navy, and then the main base was going to be gone after that. And then I think some of the battleships can actually, if they sit just right, they can actually target some of the air grid there. Look at all those dead. Look at all the dead. Look at them all. Look at all the dead. Look at the dead ASAPs. Look at it. Look at it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. MVP for me. I mean, Zum was the one that caused them to all control K and leave the game, so maybe MVP, maybe. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments who you would pick for MVP. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will see all of you in the next one.